Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Surprise Thursday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Jazzwares Halo the Spartan Collection Spartan Enigma. Let's get into it! Let's start our battle with Covenant forces with a look at the packaging. And then here on the top we have the UNSC symbol, and there's a flap with a hook. Then on the front, Spartan Enigma with accessories, and he belongs with the UNSC. The Spartan Collection, and then nice big window showcasing the figure and his accessories. Halo, 8 pieces, 8 plus pieces. And on the bottom, nothing. On this side, Spartan Enigma with accessories and the UNSC symbol in a glossy paint down here. It's not embossed or anything, but it does feel like it's painted on the top of the packaging. Then on this side, the window wraps around, and then you can see in there, and it says UNSC. On this side, Halo Infinite. Then on the back, we have Halo the Spartan Collection, Spartan Enigma with accessories, and then a nice product shot. And I don't know if that's a digital render or not. I'm not sure how Jazzwares goes about their packaging art. So he comes with the Ravager, plasma pistol, and additional hands. And then here is the Series 4 cross sale, Master Chief with accessories, JUN A266 with accessories, Spartan Yoroi with accessories, and Master Chief from Halo 2 with accessories. Each separately subject to availability. And here's company logo, small font legalese print down here, and whatever this is, safety tested, but still don't give it to babies, and a barcode. And this includes 1 figure and 7 accessories, even though this says 8 plus pieces. So I guess they're counting the figure as a piece. But anyway, my friends, that does it for a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers to take a look at the accessories. He does come with 5 extra hands. I don't know why I had to sit there and count that, but anyway. Here's the odd man out, which I'm assuming is like the forward signal hand. It's on an in and out hinge, has a nice little paint app on there, nice sculpted details as well, and that goes with all the hands. Now for the pairs, there's a C grip, same detail, same paint app, same hinge. Same with this one, which is the other C grip. Then he also comes with 2 fists, and everything I said before about the extra hands applies to this, even the in and out hinge. And same for this very last piece. Now he also comes with a couple of Covenant weapons. I can't always remember the name of them. This is some kind of plasma pistol. And then this one comes with the ape dudes, and I forget what it shoots. Explosive rounds, maybe. It's been a while since I played some Halo stuff. And you can see the weapons do have ports in them, and I'll show you about that later. Now let's take a look at the figure. It does have some nice paint apps throughout. It's hard to really tell what all is paint and what's not. got some dry brush going on there to give it some usage, and that's all over. And then some silver paint on the buckles and some of these details. And then it's got a nice chrome, looks like vac metallized for the visor. And then that dry brush even continues around on the back of the figure. Now let's take a look at the articulation. Doesn't really look up, doesn't really look down. No chicken neck to speak of. No waggle. I might can force the full exorcist. I did. And you can see it looks like, I don't know if you can see it or not on the camera. There it is. You can see it's on that hinge and ball, but there's just not enough of it. Oh, look at that. So, good look at the inside there, kinda. So, I don't know if that's just tight or if it's just, it's not moving at all. So, there is that. There is no butterfly in the shoulder. Can raise up approximately 90 degrees. It does have a 360 degree rotation there as well. At the upper bicep there is a cut, and it does allow for some rotation, and it probably will go all the way around, but this shoulder ball wants to spin around as well. Double hinged pinned elbow gives you that much bend. 360 degree rotation at the wrist on in and out hinge, and the hands that come on the figure are the trigger finger hands, even though they look more like pointing fingers to me. Now, as you saw when it popped apart a minute ago, the chest, the abdomen, and the crotch piece are all separate pieces, and it does have some little bit of hula in there, but it is not much. And if you lean it too far to one side, it pops off again. So there is some slight leaning, but not much. Doesn't really lean back, doesn't really lean forward. And as far as the waist goes, it doesn't really want to move there as either. So that is quite disappointing. At the hips, one leg will go further than the other because of this piece that's glued on. So it gives you that much of the splits, very uneven with it. Kicks forward that far, about 90 degrees. Backwards, about a half a step. There is a cut here in the upper thigh. It's covered up by the armor, but because of the way the armor is, it will not give you a full 360 degree rotation. There's a double hinged pinned knee, and even as much space as in between that, they didn't give it enough cut to give you more range than this. At the ankles, down that far, tilts up that far, and it does have a forward facing pin for rocker, as well as toe tilt up that far, down that far, surprisingly. And the other thing we need to show on these Halo figures is right here, and I don't know if it's hard to see on camera or not, but there is a piece that pulls right on out, and you can spin it around and port it back into place, and you can see now there's a peg there. And like I said before, the weapons have ports, and they will just go right on there to hold it into place pretty good. There's one on his back as well, works the same way. However, I think this gun is probably too big to reach that peg very well, and it is. So that really doesn't do you any good, and now I can't get it out of there with my fingernails. So as far as the weapon storage goes, he can dual wield. You can put one on his thigh and one in his hand, because this big honking rifle on his thigh would look pretty darn silly. So, anyway, that gun's pretty heavy anyhow. There we have it, my friends. A look at the figure and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have Halo the Spartan Collection, Spartan Enigma, with the Halo the Spartan Collection Halo 20th Anniversary 2-pack of the Halo 5 Master Chief and the Master Chief from Halo Combat Evolved. For our final set of comparisons, here we have Halo the Spartan Collection Spartan Enigma, with from the Marvel Legends series making his cameo appearance Stan the Man Lee. From the G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on Halo the Spartan Collection Spartan Enigma, I really do not care for this line at all. My son got this figure for his birthday. He wanted me to do a review on it for him, so that's the only reason I'm doing this review. And I do thank him for loaning me this figure to do a review on. But I'm just, this line, he picked up the 20th anniversary 2-pack of Master Chief a while back, and that was a big disappointment, especially the Halo Combat Evolved version of Master Chief. It was a big mess. If you want to go back and look at that review, it is available. And I understand that a lot of the issues with the articulation for these guys is in the sculpt. It's not that they don't have the joints, but like this guy's hip joints don't, you can't fully utilize the articulation that is there because of the accessory that's on his left leg. I believe it's his left leg, yeah. Anyway, here it is spinning around now. That big pack accessory there does really, it's glued on, and it does prevent utilization of the full range of motion in there. And even though they have big double jointed knees, I mean, there's a big piece in between the thigh and the shin there for the knee, and you would think it would get better range of motion than it does, but because of the cuts it really doesn't. And again, this, if you're big time into Halo and you want some physical representations of those characters, then, by all means, I'm not saying this is the worst action figure line ever made. It's not the worst action figure line ever made. It's just, it does have issues. And a lot of it does seem to be with the sculpt, at least in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. And I do think they kind of gave, with the big rifle there, I think they kind of gave this guy the wrong accessory with it's way too big for him. And I know they willed him in the game. I've played the games a little bit, but you can't even store that rifle on his back. And I do realize part of it is a like jetpack piece or whatever it is. There's two fins on the back on either side. The rifle can't really get in there to where the peg goes. And so anyway, like I said, to me, this is just a line it has issues, and a lot of it has to do, I guess, with the subject matter, and they're working more on the sculpt than the articulation, although it's not the worst articulation scheme ever for an action figure. I've seen some that, you know, they call it an action figure because it twists at the waist and the arms spin 360 degrees. I'm looking at you, Todd McFarlane Movie Maniacs line. And again, like I said, if you're super into Halo, then you will probably appreciate this figure. It's just, it's not for me. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I kind of enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.